So the next scenario number 23. Scenario number 23, actions. Okay, scenario number 23 is actions. So what actions will do? Actions, they're going to add the required interactivity to the visualizations, okay? Actions, they're going to add the required interactivity and the context to the visualizations in the Tableau. So it means the actions, they're going to give us some reactions. So in Tableau, we're having three different types of actions. In Tableau, we're having three types of actions. The three types of actions are: number one, filter action. Number two, URL action. And number three, highlight action. Okay. In Tableau, total we are having three different types of actions. Number one, filter action. Number two, URL action. And next, number three, highlight action. So what the filter action will do? Filter action enables the communication between, if you take two sheets in Tableau, the sheet can be either worksheet or dashboard. If you take two sheets in Tableau, the sheet can be either worksheet or a dashboard. I'm making sheet 1, okay. Filter action enables the communication between two sheets or even in between multiple sheets, okay. It means actions we can able to add across the multiple worksheets and even across the multiple dashboards also. So basically what filter action will do means filter action will add the interactivity between multiple worksheets in Tableau. So next, number two, URL action. What the URL action going to do? If you want to add the interactivity between sheet and the web page, okay, the worksheet and the web page. In fact, dashboard also, if you want to add the interactivity between the sheet and the web page, how to add the interactivity between sheet and the web page means with the help of the URL action. And if you want to highlight the required thing, so across the multiple sheets, then we can go with the highlight action. So in between the multiple sheets, if you want to highlight the required part, then we can go for the highlight action, okay. We are having sheet 3 here. So if you want to highlight the required part of the sheet by dimming the other part, then we can achieve that with the help of the highlight action. So total we are having three different types of actions. Number one, filter action. Number two, URL action. And number three, highlight action. So the filter action will add the interactivity between two sheets, and the URL action, it is going to add the interactivity between sheet and the web page, and the highlight action, it is going to add the highlighting mechanism between two sheets. Highlight action, it is going to add the highlighting mechanism between two sheets, okay. So sheet 2 and the sheet 3. So these are the three different types of actions available. So let's walk through each and every action type. So let's start with the first one, filter action. So what filter action going to do? So I'm having a task. I'm taking one task. I'm having two sheets. Number one, continent sales, and number two, country sales. So the thing is, if I click on any continent in the continent sales sheet, That's sheet 1. If you click on any continent on the continent sales sheet, the requirement is to show all the countries under that continent. Okay. If I click on any continent in the continent sales sheet, the requirement is to show only the countries under that continent. So how to build this? Just go to Tableau. So first I'm creating continent by sales. I'm dragging continent and I'm dragging sales. Yes, here we got the continent sales. Let me change the sheet name to continent. Let me create one more sheet. Just a minute, I think there's no problem. Okay, here I am creating a new sheet. Country. Let me drag the country and drop it into rows. Let me drag the sales and drop it into columns. Let me sort in the descending order. Let me color with sales. And I'm changing the name to country. So here we're having two sheets. One is the continent sheet and the other one is the country sheet. So how to add the filter action? Okay, how to add the filter action? So just here, as we want to add at the worksheet level, just click on the worksheet. To click on the worksheet, here we can able to see one option called as action. Just go to the actions. If you go to the actions, here we're having one option called as add action. Click on add action, and here I would like to add the filter action. So in the add action, just click on filter action. So in the filter action, just give the action name as continent, country. Just give the action name as continent, country, and in the source sheet, just select continent. In the source sheet, just select continent, and in the target sheet, just select country. Why continent in the source and why country in the target? Because the requirement is selection of any continent should show what? Selection of any continent has to show only the countries under it. So here one sheet is continent. Here one sheet is continent and the other one is country. So the requirement is, if I click on any continent value, the requirement is to navigate from that sheet to the other sheet which contains the country information. So we have to navigate from the continent to the country information. So now here the continent will act as a source and the country will act as a target. Here continent will act as a source and country is going to act as our target. So in the filter action, we need to specify our source sheet and the target sheet. So after specifying our source sheet and target sheet, next how to run the action. So here we can able to run the action in three ways: hover, select, and menu. So let me go with first one, hover. I will discuss these three options. So after selecting the source sheets, next we need to specify how to run this action. So we can able to run this action in three ways. They are hover, select, and menu. I am selecting hover and just hit OK. So now once go to the continent, just place your hover on any continent. Okay, it is automatically redirecting to a sheet. It is automatically redirecting to the country sheet. Let me show you again. I am going to the continent continent sheet, and I'm over I'm hovering at the Asia continent. It is showing us all the countries in Asia. Let me go to the continent again and let me hold my cursor on the North America. See here, it is automatically redirecting to the country sheet. So what does it mean go hover? Just simply if you place your hover or cursor on the source value, it is automatically navigating to the target sheet. It is automatically navigating to the target sheet. So we have other two types of running the actions. They are select and menu. So once go to the sheet, so click on the sheet, once go to the edit. So now instead of using hover, just use select. I'm using select. If I use select, just hit OK. Hit OK. Now I'm selecting one content. See, if I place my hover, now it is not redirecting to the target. So if we want to run the action using select means, then we have to select our required source value. Okay, then we have to select our required source value. So I'm selecting my source value as, let's say, Europe. If I select Europe, now it is navigating to the country sheet which contains all the required countries of Europe. Just go to continent. Okay, now here I'm selecting the other continent, let's say South America. If I click on South America, again it is navigating to all the other countries which are in South America. So using select, if you want to run the action means, then you have to select our required source value. Next, we can able to run the action using menu also. Once go to the actions, so just select the existing action. Okay, just to change the running action option, we have to go to the existing action. Select that action and just click on edit. Now here I am running the action using menu. Just hit menu, hit OK, hit OK. Now if you select any data point, or any source point, now in this tooltip it is showing us one hyperlink. If I click on this hyperlink, then Tableau going to run the action. So here Tableau is running the action. Just go to the source again and select any data point. I'm selecting Asia. So in the tooltip, it is going to show us what? In the tooltip, it is going to show us the hyperlink. Just click on this hyperlink, and again Tableau going to navigate to the target sheet. So after defining the action, we can able to run the action in three ways. Number one, using hover, just simply by placing the cursor on the source value, it will automatically redirect. And number two is select. So using the select, we can able to select our required value. Using select, we can able to select our required value. And number three, menu. Using the menu, we can able to run the actions. Using the menu, we can able to run the actions. So using the hyperlink in the tooltip. Next, after selecting any one of these three, and if you run the action, here what it is doing is, it is automatically adding one field. It is automatically adding one field to the filter shelf of the target. Let me show you this again. So if you select any continent means, it is going to show us only the countries under the Europe, right? Because in my continent I have selected Europe. So how it is running that action means, so by adding the source field. So what are source field? Continent. Here our source field is continent. By adding the source field into the filter shelf of the target sheet. So we go to this filter, it is selecting the Europe here. So how the filter action going to work means, it is going to add the source field to the filter shelf of the target. So here just we have performed on a single selection, right? So if you perform multi-selection, let me select Europe, North America and South America, and just click on this continent country. Now it is showing us all the countries within North America, South America and Europe. Once go to the filter, once click on edit filter. So now it is showing us all the 3 continents here. So it means it is possible to perform the multi selection also by default. So once we go to the worksheet, and if you open the action window, let me open the action window. Here we have an option called as run on single select only. It means, okay, if I check this option, then we can able to run the action only for single selection. So if you want to run the action only for the single selection, then check this option. Okay, so I'm checking this option. Just hit OK. Hit OK. So now if I select one value here, I can able to see the hyperlink. Let me choose 2 values. See here now in the tooltip, it is not showing us. Okay, it is not showing us that hyperlink to run the action. So if I click on run on single select only, means the action going to perform only for the action. It is going to perform only for the single value selection. Okay, so let me take it one more task. This time I'm taking 3 sheets. In my task 2, I'm taking 3 sheets. Sheet 1 contains department. Sheet 2 contains category. And sheet 3 contains item. So here the requirement is, if I click on any department, the requirement is to show, the requirement is to navigate to the category sheet, and it should display only the categories under that department. And if I click on any category, the requirement is to show only the items under that category. So here how to add the interactivity between multiple sheets. So first we have to create 3 sheets: department, category and item. So I'm taking department. Let me rename it as department. And I'm creating one more sheet. I'm taking category. I'm renaming this sheet as category. Next I'm taking item. So now here how to add the interactivity between multiple worksheets. Again with the help of actions, we can able to add the interactivity between the multiple sheets. So just go to worksheet, actions, So here before adding the action, here I would like to show you one thing. If you click on the department, for the department, here we can able to see the existing filter action. If you click on continent country, it is navigating to that country sheet. Here why it is showing that filter action for this newly created sheet. So here if I click on category in the tooltip, it is showing us what the existing action. So one important note point is, if you create any new sheet, Tableau going to add the existing action to the newly created sheet. Okay, if we create any new sheet in Tableau going to add the existing action to the newly created sheet. So now here I am going to the worksheet. So first we have to remove the newly created sheets from the existing actions. So that's why in the real time we'll define the actions at the last. After creation of all the worksheets, then we'll define the actions. Go to actions, select the existing action. So just uncheck category, department and item. Hit OK. Now if you select any department, it won't show us any, that running action hyperlink here. So let's add the actions again. Go to worksheet actions, add action, filter action. So name it as your department and category, source as department and target as category, and I'm running the action using select. Here we have some other options like here we have one more option called as clearing the selection will. So I will discuss this option with the dashboards. Okay, and here we have one more option called as target filters. I will discuss this in a while. Hit OK. Hit OK. So now if I click on any department, it is navigating to the category. Now if I click on any category, it should navigate to the item. So here add one more filter action. The name category and item. So select only category and in the target select only item and run action using select. Hit OK and hit OK. Now select any category. So Tableau is navigating to all the items in the item sheet. So how the filter action is performing means it is going to add the source field into the filter shelf of the target sheet. So here in the category sheet it is adding the department field, and in the item sheet it is adding the category field into the filters. Okay, on the item sheet it is adding the category field into the filter shelf. So if you want to control the values on the filter actions, if you want to control the values and how to control them. So here what is the meaning of value controlling? So one important operation while performing the filter action is value controlling. It is the most important factor in the filter action. So the requirement is what is the meaning of value controlling is. So for example here, if I click on any content here, what Tableau is showing? Tableau is showing all the countries under that continent, right? But here the requirement is if I click on Asia, then only I would like to show the countries. Okay, because I'm having the business only in Asia. And if I click on any other continent, then the requirement is to show null. One simple requirement is here I would like to control the values in such a way that if I click on Asia, then I would like to show all the countries under Asia. And if I click on let's say any other continent except Asia, then the requirement is to show null. And also if you observe carefully here, the Tableau has taken here the department filter action. Why it has taken the department filter action? So the department is not part of this filter, right? So once go to the actions and once check the actions. Go to edit. So here the sources department and targets category. It is working fine. And once go to the content category, once go to edit. Here the source is continent and target is country. Once go to the category item, here category and the item. So then why it is adding that? Once go to the department, select a department. It is showing us the categories. Once go to the country, yes, now it is not added. So previously it got added, okay. So previously why it got added means because to the newly created sheets tab is going to add what existing actions. So here the question is how to control the values. So we can able to do it in two ways. So one primary way is as it is adding the source field into the filter shelf of the target, as it is adding the source field into the filter shelf of the target. Here we can take the copy of that field for the second time. It means here I can able to copy this field or here even I can duplicate this field. Let me duplicate this continent. Just a minute. There's some problem with my Tableau. Okay, so again I'm taking the continent. Let me name it as continent. So next I'm taking, go to the mapping items and I'm taking country. So here I'm taking country. Okay, so here I'm adding the filter action. Go to actions, filter. So the source as continent and target as country. And I'm going to select, hit OK, hit OK. So if I select any continent, it is going to show us all the countries under that particular continent. But the requirement is to show the countries only for Asia and for the remaining continents, okay, so it's I have to hide the country names. So how to hide the country names for the remaining continents? So how to hide means just simply as here it is adding the source field, as here it is adding the source field into the filter cell for the target. Just duplicate the continent, duplicate the content field. So after duplicating the content field, drag the continent and drop it into filters. And here select Asian, click on apply and click on OK. Now once go to continent, now select any continent, let's say South America. Now in the country here, Tableau is showing us null here. Why it is showing null here? So automatically what filter action will do? Filter action going to add the continent into the target sheet, right? So there, which one there are selected there? South America. But in my other continent copy here, which one I'm having? Here I'm having Asian. So by default, how the two filters going to work? By default, the two filters are going to work independently. So here I'm having two filters. One filter contains, so here I'm having a data source where I'm having two filters. Okay, fill one, which contains the Asian continent data. It is going to get us the Asian continent. And we have one more filter. Fill 2, which contains Europe, So this fill 1 going to extract the Asian data and fill 2 going to extract the Europe data. Finally, at the end, Tableau will take what intersection of these two outputs. So we don't have any matching country from Asia and Europe. So it is giving us what null. Whereas if I select Asia there, in both the filters, here the matching value is Asia. In both the filters here the matching value is Asian. So here it is going to take here Asian. Here it is going to take Asian. So the Tableau will take the intersection of this two outputs. So which is going to give us the countries from Asia. So in this way we can able to control the values with the filter action. Okay, it is one way of doing it. The other way is if you go to the filter action, here we have one option called as target filters. So with the help of the target filters also we can able to achieve this. Okay, with the help of the target filters also we can able to achieve this. So how to achieve this with the help of the target filters? So by default is taking all the fields. Now just go to selected fields. It means to click on all the fields means it is going to apply the required field. It is going to apply the filter action field, and if you go to the selected fields means it is going to apply only that field. Okay, it is going to apply only that field into the target sheet while running the filter action. So here we have to add the filter. So here I'm selecting the selected sheets. Just go with the add filter. I'll show you before adding the actual field. I'll show you. So the simple thing. Okay, I'm taking continent into my source sheet, and in my target I'm taking country. Okay, I'm taking continent in my source, and I'm taking in my target sheet I'm taking countries. In source I'm taking continent. Just hit OK and hit OK. Now once run the action, go to continent, select any continent. So here let me remove this continent copy as of now. Once go to the filter. Now it is taking what? It is taking the country field into the filters. Why it is taking country field into the filters? Why it is taking country field into the filters? Once go to actions, once go to the filter action, go to edit. Okay, here which filter here I have added here? I have added like in the target add the field as country. So what this particular filter defines means, and in the source, if you perform any selection on the continent, in the source, if you perform any selection on the continent, then add the country field into the filter shelf of the target sheet. So that's why it is adding the country field into the filter shelf of the target sheet. And once check the value for the country, so it is going to check for Europe. So now in that particular country field, now it is checking for what? Now it is checking for Europe. So do you have any name? Do you have any country with the name Europe? No. The answer is no. Okay. So why it is checking for the Europe means, because in the source there what is my selection? If you go to the target filter, so even you can able to control the target filtering mechanism also. So here what I'm defining here is, if I select any value in the source, which is continent, if I select any value in the continent, go and check for okay, that value in the country field in the target. Go and check for that value in the country field in the target sheet. So here now how to define our actual thing. Here we have to restrict the countries depending on the content. So how to achieve that means, first let me remove that existing one. So here what I'm doing is I'm creating one calculated field. So with the name selected countries. So I'm selecting if continent equal to Asia, then fetch me countries. It's set not country field. Then give me the country, else null. Let me end this. So what I'm going to point out is, so here basically it is this calculation going to give us what? Countries for Asia, and for the remaining the continent it is going to give us null. So let me hit apply and hit OK. So now let me go to the worksheet. I'm going to actions. Here I'm just modifying this filter property in such a way that in my source I will take the selected countries. In my source I am going to take that selected country, and in my target I am going to take the country field. Now here, what is going to happen? So in the selected countries, it contains which countries? Asian countries, right? So just hit OK. It is giving us one message. The message is missing fields on continent. So here I have taken one field called as selected countries. So but this selected countries is not part of my sheet one, right? So just hit OK. So if you're adding any target filter means that field must be part of the visualization. So here I'm taking the selected countries field and I'm dropping into detail. Okay. So now just click on any continent. Now it is giving null for that, for which continent? South America. Why? One, you go to the filter. One, check the filter. So it is taking null. It is taking null because if the continent equal to Asia, then only I have taken what? Then only I have taken the country. Once click on Asia. Once let me click on Asia. Yeah, if I click on Asia, now it is showing us. Now it is showing us all the countries from the Asia. So in this way, like we can able to run the action by showing the required values and by hiding the unwanted values. So now if we click on Asia, it is showing us the values, right? Okay, once is the target filter action. Go to the filters. So now it is selecting here all the countries from Asia. Why here? Here what is happening is the source. We have the selected countries. We have the selected countries field, and in that target we have the country sheet field. I'm talking about filters here. So here it contains only the Asian countries, right? It contains only the Asian countries. So in my continent, it contains one logic. It is going to give us the countries only for Asia, right? So in my continent, if I click on North America, so North America contains what? Null. It is going to search for null in the country field. So finally it is going to give us what? Null. And if I select Asia, Asia contains all the Asian countries. So it is going to select all the Asian countries on the country field, and it is going to give us all the countries from Asia. Okay, so any questions on this, guys? Any questions on this target filters? Any questions? Okay, so it's all about the filter action. Okay, so the basic purpose of the filter action is to add the interactivity between multiple sheets. Okay, next, the second type of action is URL action. URL action, it is going to add the interactivity between, okay, the sheet and the external resources. If you want to add the interactivity between the sheet and the external resources, then we have to make use of the URL action. In fact, with the help of Tableau server, even we can able to add the interactivity between, okay, one dashboard in one workbook to the other dashboard in the other workbook also. I'll show you now. So let me go to the Tableau. I'm creating a new sheet. Okay, I'm creating a new sheet here. So for example, I'm taking country. Okay, so next I'm taking profit. I'm sorting this in the descending order and I'm coloring with the profit. I'm naming it as country profits. Country profits. And here I'm taking one more sheet. Sorry, not one more sheet. So here, which country is having the highest profit here? US is having the highest profit. So here the requirement is to display the complete description about US here. Here the requirement is to display the complete description of the US. If I click on the US, it should display, see here, first it is going to which sheet? It is going to the country sheet. Why? Because Tableau going to add what? Tableau going to add, okay, the existing actions to the newly created sheets. So once go to worksheet, go to actions, open the filter action, edit it, and just uncheck country profits, hit OK, hit OK. Okay. So here US is having, okay, the higher profit. So here we have to show the complete description of US here. Okay. So we cannot add the complete description in the worksheet, right? So that description is available in some external location or in the form of a web page. So now how to connect to the web page? So how to connect to the web page means, so first basically where the information is available. So the information is available in a lot of sites. So I'm taking Wikipedia to connect to to get the required information. Just open Wikipedia. Okay, just open US Wikipedia. Just I'm opening. Okay. US Wikipedia. Okay, just I'm opening the Wikipedia. So here we're having the complete information about the US. Just copy this particular URL. Just go to Tableau. Now click on the worksheet and just go to the actions. In the actions, add action, and here you have one more action called as URL. Hit URL. In the URL, just here you have to paste the link here. In the URL, just you have to paste the link here, and this URL contains which information? This URL contains the US info. It contains the US information. So for the URL actions, the best way to run the action is using menu, because it is going to display a hyperlink, right? So it is giving us the US info. Just hit OK. Hit OK. So now if I click on any country, it is showing, if I click on US, it is showing us US info. So it is navigating to the external web page. So here we are seeing the US information. Next. So similarly with China also I want the info. So here I'm having only US info. So how to get China info? Again, just simply go to that URL. In the URL, in place of US, just here take China. If you take China here, it is going to show us the information of China. So simply copy this. So just go to the worksheet, go to the actions, add one more action, URL. Okay, now name it as China info, and paste the URL here. Hit OK. Hit OK. Now click on China. Now here we can able to see China info. So here we have 50 countries. We cannot add for every country manually like this, right? For every country we cannot add manually like this. So do you have any dynamic mechanism or not? It is showing us China. So here we have 50 countries. If you keep on adding like this, we have to add 50 times. So do you have any dynamic mechanism or not? Yes, we're having some dynamic mechanism. So instead of adding like this, we go to the worksheet, we go to the actions. So if you go to the US info, so here we're taking the search character as what? United States. Instead of taking the static value here, you can pass the country field. Here I can able to pass the country field. So how to pass the country field? Just remove your just remove the US. Now click on next. Take the country field there. I am taking the country field there. So now I am taking field instead of the value. I am giving the name as country. I am giving the name as country info. Hit OK. Hit OK. Now select Now select here any country. Here we will be able to see one hyperlink called as country info. Let me remove the China info also. It's not required now. Go to actions, click on China info, just click on remove. Now you select any country in the tooltip. It is showing as a hyperlink. Just click on that country info. It is navigated to the country. So now here it is taking China dynamically. Okay, now just select India, click on country info. Now it is showing us the information of India. So we cannot add the complete description in the Tableau, right? So what we will do is we'll link the Tableau worksheet with some web page with the help of the URL action. So it is task 1. So in the URL action, the task 1 is linking with the web page. Next, task 2. So I'm having an external folder. So how to come to the external folder? So task 2 is external folder access. So how to access the external folder using the URL action? So I'm having some folder in my desktop. Let me create a folder. New, let me create a folder. So URL. Inside the folder, I'm creating one text file. So I'm just naming it as checking the URL action. Just I'm adding some existing text in the URL action. Click on file and click on save. So is it possible to access external file from Tableau? Just go to Tableau, walk to Tableau. So just go to worksheet, go to actions, add action, URL, name it as external folder, access. So here take any sheet. Okay, and in the URL, just we have to copy and paste this path. Just copy and paste this path. I'm copying this path and I'm pasting this path into Tableau. So hit OK. So now if you click here, you have an option called external folder access. Click on this external folder access. So it is giving us a warning. This hyperlink may run potentially harmful software on your computer, or if you want to follow this hyperlink. Let me hit yes. So now it is navigating to the URL action. Here we have the test file. Now here we can able to see that message checking the URL action. So it means it is possible to access the external folders also. So now in my next task, I would like to connect to the FTP server. Task 3 is connecting to the FTP server. So how to connect to the FTP server? Okay, so the task 3 is connecting to the FTP server. So we have an FTP server in one location. So I'll show you how to connect to the FTP server. So I'm creating an action. I'm adding an action with the name URL action, with the name FTP access. So in the URL, just specify the FTP location. FTP :/192.168.1.253:46. It is the location of my FTP server. So just hit OK. Hit OK. So now select any data point. Click on the FTP access. Hit OK. So now it is asking us the username and password. Enter the username. So now here I can able to see the FTP here. I can able to navigate to the data sources. I can able to get any file here. Okay. So in this way we can able to connect to the required external access by connecting to the FTP server or by connecting to the external folders. Next, how to connect to the Tableau server then? Okay, how to connect to the Tableau server then? Just a minute, how to start up the server. Okay, so it is going to take some time. Meanwhile, let me discuss some other concept. So like till now we have seen, okay, the filter action and the URL action. What filter action will do? Filter action, it is going to enable the communication between, okay, two sheets, and the URL action going to enable the communication between sheet and the external resource. So now based on these two concepts here, I would like to do a task. The task is okay, I'm having the department. If I click on department, the requirement is to show categories, and if I click on any category, the requirement is to show item. If I click on any item, the requirement is to show item image. Okay, the requirement is to show the item image. So till here, clicking on department, we are showing us category is filter action. Again, clicking on category and showing item is filter action. Again, clicking on item and showing the item image. So where the item image is existing. So the item image is existing in some external location. Okay, so we have to get the item image using the URL action. So this task is a combination of both the filter as well as what URL actions. So just go to Tableau. So first take the required department. I'm taking profit. Next, let me rename it as department. Create a new sheet. Let me take category. Let me rename it as category. Take one more sheet, item. I'm taking item wise profits. Let me rename it as item. So here we got department, category and the item. So just to add the interactivity, just add the filter actions. But what's the point? Tableau will add what? Existing actions to the newly created sheet. So if we have more actions, then we have to go to each and every action and we have to uncheck the then we have to uncheck the newly created sheets. So that's why in real time, if you have more filter action and if you have more sheets, first create all the sheets, then add the actions. At the end, we'll add the actions. So go to this category, department and item, hit OK. Go to the external folder access, hit edit, category, department and item, hit OK. FTP, Go to edit. Can check category, department and item. Hit OK. So here add an action, filter action, department. So in the source uncheck everything, check on the department and the target select, category, run action you will select, just hit OK. Now add action again, filter action, select your category, in source just select category and in target just select item, run action using select, hit OK. So here we got the department and category, so just hit OK. Select any department, it is showing us all the categories under it, and select any category, it is showing us all the items under it. So now the question is selection of any item. Here the question is, okay, selection of any item should display the images under it, okay, the images under it. So how to show the images under it? So here we have to add the item image. I'm adding the item image. So just go to Tableau. So just search for one image. Just search for one image. Let's say for example, I would like to search for one item. Let me take one feasible item. Let me go to furniture, tables, no, for technology, copies and facts. Okay, I'll take this item. Okay, Canon PC 940 copier. Okay, Canon PC 940 copier. Just go to the image. Here it is giving us the images, right? So now here we got the link. Just simply copy the link. Just go to Tableau. So here just simply we have to modify the link. Okay, if you go to this link, so here it is taking q equal to something, and q equal to it is taking the required item. So now here in place of this we have to take the item field, and rest we have to keep like that only. Okay, rest we have to keep that code like that only. Okay, the remaining is in the encrypted format. Now in this search button, just we have to take the item field here. Instead of taking the static value, we have to take the item field here. So I'm removing this. So I'll copy this. I'm going to copy this. Just go to Tableau. So just click on worksheet, actions. So add action, URL, name it as item image, an item image. I'm selecting item. So I'm placing the things here, and here I'm taking q equal to, how to insert the item field here, just click on this button. If you click on this button here, we can able to see the item field. Just click on the item. Okay, now just use select, just hit OK. Sorry, use menu, not select. Hit OK. So now just go to this particular item, just select the item. So now it is navigating to the Canon PC 940 copier. Now just go to any other item and packet. So just click on the item image. Now it is navigating to the packet. Is it? So in this way we can dynamically display what item images. So select any department. I'm selecting now furniture. Okay, next bookcases. Now here you have the item. Click on this item. So now it is showing. Okay, it is showing that particular item images. It's here. So in this way we can able to add the interactivity in the Tableau with the help of the filter and the URL. Let me show you now, okay, the interactivity between. Now basically here what the filter action is doing, filter action going to add the interactivity between multiple sheets within one workbook. So here I'm having all these three sheets within one workbook, right? Filter action going to add the interactivity between multiple sheets, but all the multiple sheets supposed to be within one workbook. Then how to add the interactivity between, okay, one sheet in one workbook and the other sheet in the other workbook. It means the source sheet in this workbook and the target sheet in the other workbook. Or just how to enable the communication between two sheets, but one sheet is in one workbook and the other sheet is in the other workbook. So just go to Tableau. Just go to Tableau. Now after going to Tableau, just let me check my server. So you want to take one sheet from the Tableau server, okay? Just go to name tag. Okay, so let me connect to this. Let me connect to this. Let me connect to this. So 192.116.80. Okay. Alright, so now if I go to my workbooks, so here I have, let's say one workbook called as, let me open this regional economy. So here I would like to add the communication between this particular visualization, okay, this particular visualization with this visualization. So how to add the interactivity? Okay, how to add the interactivity? So just go to worksheet, add action. Okay, add one URL action with the name linking to books, So just select the URL here. Okay, run the action using select, hit OK. So hit OK. Now select any country. It's taking that action. Just go to item, select any item. Okay, I think it is running using select. Go to worksheet, actions, linking to books. Select as menu. Okay. Select as menu. Just hit OK. Hit OK. Now select here. Any item. So here we have one URL action called linking to books. Click on that linking to books. Now it is navigating to the Tableau server. It is asking us the authentication. Here we have to pass the authentication. Now it is showing what? Now it is showing that particular visualization. So in this way we can able to link, okay, the two sheets which are in the two different locations. So it's about the URL and the filter actions. So any questions on the URL and filter actions, please? Any questions? Any questions? Okay, so let me go ahead. I'm going to the next type of action, highlight action. So the least rated among all the three types of actions is the highlight action, because okay, the priority of the highlight action is less when compared with the filter and the URL. Just for the highlighting purpose in the real time, just for the highlighting purpose in the real time, we'll make use of this highlight action. So this highlight action can be performed in two ways. This highlight action can be performed in two ways. The two ways are: number one, using maxcat, and number two, using the action window. So it is also called as advanced highlighting. Okay, so let me show you that. Just go to Tableau. So I'm taking continent. I'm taking profit. Okay, I'm sorting the view in the descending order. Okay, just I'm taking profit and I'm dropping into color. So here, which continent got the highest profit? Asia got the highest profit. Okay, here Asia got the highest profit. Let me move it down. Yes. So here the requirement is to highlight only Asia by dimming the other continents. So here how to highlight only Asia? So how to highlight only the Asia means, still running the action. Okay, let me read a new workbook. For time being, I'm creating a new workbook, okay? Because again, you have to uncheck all the actions. So I'm taking continent. I'm taking profit. I'm taking continent and I'm dropping into the color. Sort the view. So here Asia got the highest profit. So here the requirement is to highlight only Asia by dimming the other continents. So how to highlight only Asia? So here select Asia. Okay, select Asia. Now it is highlighting only that Asia, right? So it is called as partial highlighting. So if you want to make it permanent, just click on drop down in the color window, and here we have one option called as assign highlight colors to palette. If you click on assign highlight colors to palette, even though if you unselect this, your Tableau is showing Asia in the darker color and the remaining components in the lighter color. Okay, and the remaining components in the lighter color. So it is the basic highlighting where we can able to highlight the required values. And even if you create a new sheet, to drag the continent, and to drag the sales. If you again drag the continent and if you drop it into color, your Tableau will show Asia in the highlighting manner and the remaining continents in the lighter manner or the dimmer manner. So it means this assigning highlight colors to the palette. We wanted just by clicking on the drop down, and we have highlighted that assigned colors, right? It is common to all the sheets. Okay, so assigning the colors to the palette is common to all the sheets. So it is the basic highlighting, and the next and the advanced highlighting is, let's say for example, I'm taking year-wise profits I'm taking, and I'm taking the bar chart. Next I'm taking month. I'm taking profit. Again I'm selecting bar. Okay, so I'm highlighting or I'm coloring with the profit. On both the sheets. So this highlighting is effective at the dashboard level. It contains year, it contains month. So just go to the worksheet, go to the actions, go to action, add highlight action. So in the source, I'm naming it as year, month. The source I'm selecting year. In the target I'm selecting month. I'm running using select. So just hit OK. Hit OK. So now just select only any year. Here for example I'm selecting 2013 and once go to the months. If I go to the months, here we have to add already then open the year. So now just scroll down. So now it is highlighting what? Now it is highlighting only 2013. Okay, let me show you again. Now here I'm selecting 2010. So it won't navigate to the other sheet. Okay, we have to go to the other sheet manually. So just go to the 2010. It is highlighting on 2010. Okay, so at the dashboard level it looks perfect. Drag here the month. So now here select 2013. So it is highlighting the 2013. It is highlighting the 2013 by dimming the all other. Okay, so it's about the highlight action. So basically it is a least treated case. Okay, just for performing the highlighting, we'll go over this highlight action. So it's all about the types of actions: filter, URL, and the highlight. So any questions? Finally, any questions on the three types of actions?